This is Matrixlord212 and welcome to the Real Whovians cast. I'm waiting for Scott to get home shortly. He'll be able to join us. The reason for this sudden Real Whovians cast is the amount of comments and stuff going on to my video the other day. I saw a TikTok video where a person had claimed that Joe Martin's Fugitive doctor was 100% definitely pre-Hartnell, and there is no evidence to say that. And I can't stand when Whovians take the liberties to make up their own shit and bullshit and just go with it. And then people that are watching their stuff, that are fans of their show, they really have a responsibility to tell the truth, and they don't. And then that's spread as bullshit to be reality, and it's not. So then I had someone comment on my channel numerous times saying that Joe Martin's Fugitive doctor was pre-Hartnell, and I'm like, no, she wasn't ever established in any context, in any publication, in any Doctor Who episode, where she fit in the Doctor's timeline, let alone that she was pre-Hartnell doctor. To which the person got, I guess, annoyed or agitated with my response. And here's the thing. I kind of get a temper when people are lazy. Okay? When someone has no idea who I am, that I've done thousands of videos on Doctor Who and podcasts, and they start making stupid, dumbest fucking comments like, did you watch the Flux? Well, Dick, if you actually fucking wasn't a lazy fuck and you actually scrolled on my channel, you would have found that I've covered the Flux, numerous podcasts, numerous videos, but because you are so fucking lazy, you have no idea what I cover, and you have no idea who I am, and then you're sprouting names like you're part of this organization and that organization. I'm part of Dead of Geeks, and I'm part of the Confused Adipose. Well, I was fucking way before all those motherfuckers. So that means absolutely shit to me. Who or where you come from or who you're connected with. The fact that you're going around sprouting nonsense concerns me in the Whovian community. That you're not being honest with your audience because you want everything to fit your narrative. Now, I've pulled up fucking magazine articles, and I've pulled up goddamn quotes from Chris Chibnall himself, and he flat out said that he's never revealed where Joe Martin fits in the Doctor's timeline. There was never a mention, ever, anywhere, that she was the first Doctor or before the first Doctor. People have been running and speculating and running and speculating. And the first instance of someone calling Joe Martin the first Doctor or pre-Hartnell Doctor was a fucking Doctor Who convention that was trying to sell fucking tickets. And they got her to be on there, and they were bullshitting their way to try to make money, and they were flat out lying to the Whovian fan base just to sell tickets. They tell you whatever you want to fucking hear just to get your fucking money. Money grubbing bitches. Okay? They don't give a fuck you're a Whovian. They don't care anything about that. They make up shit just to get you to go to their shitty convention. And if honestly you're gonna lie and stoop that low to get people to go to your convention, then you're a fucking shitty convention. Okay? But moron Whovians went with this, obviously, and just fucking claimed it as gospel and reality. And every time they talk and they say that, they're fucking stupid because they're going by a fake bullshit thing that's not real. Okay? And this is what, and then I get stupid shit on these comments of, oh, You didn't even watch the Flux? Yeah, we did. I have a whole fucking group. Do podcasts. I have most videos on Doctor Who and podcasts in the world. Change my mind. Prove me wrong. If you can't, there you go. Yeah, Scott, what's still going on? So I get really a temper when I'm dealing with stupidity. Like I really, if you're gonna talk to me on here and don't make it like, if you have no idea that I've ever talked about Doctor Who ever, and I make a video or two, and you think that's only 1 or 2 videos on my channel about it, you got to be ridiculous. And the fact that you're not scrolling throughout my channel to fucking verify it, it's ridiculous. Hello, Scott.
Hey.
So what we're dealing with is, I did a video the other day because I saw a TikTok video about these Whovians like us, but they lie flat out about Doctor Who history to fit their video. So their whole video was wrapped around the fact that it's Doctor Who fact that Jo Martin is before the first.
No, they never did prove whether she was before or after the first Doctor. So far, Jo Martin is just a renegade doctor. Just a
never been told,
doctor.
never been said, never said where she fits in the Doctor Who timeline.
Never
Chris Chibnall, who created the fucking story himself, had said that he did not reveal where she fit. In fact, another article says he has no idea because he never thought it through where the fuck she fit.
Yeah, he thought it was just going to be a one and done. He thought it was going to be.
He thought it was going to be a one and done thing. He didn't think it was going to be a big thing, but he never really considered it to thought it through. And because he's no longer the showrunner and the writer, anything he creates now is bullshit because, again, it has nothing to do with it and it's not canon. He's not connected with Doctor Who anymore.
No,
so the last he was he has no idea where she fit, and he did not reveal where she fit. So this guy was commenting on my channel. He was getting all pissy and saying how she's a pre-Hartnell Doctor. I'm like, where the fuck does it say it? Where the fuck does this say anywhere? Now, we've done podcasts on this already, but you know what? Did it again. I'm like, okay, there's this article, there's this, there's that. Never said anywhere.
Nope. Zip, zero, nada.
So then I'm like, if you're gonna fucking speculate, then tell people you're gonna fucking speculate.
Yeah.
But you cannot fucking. He's like,
put a question mark behind it.
Right.
What you said and says,
so he makes it like he's from
my point of view, nobody else's. Yeah.
He makes it like he's from this 2 big organizations. He claims Den of Geeks and fucking Confused Adipose, right? I'm like, well,
Den I've heard of Adipose.
Well, I'm like, I don't give a fuck because I came before those guys, so I really don't fucking care, and I don't really know if it's true anyway. But the thing is that if you have an audience like I do, and you're gonna come on here and you're gonna say stuff, people are gonna believe you because you're trying to. He's lying to his audience. Lying. He's blatantly lying as a Whovian. He's a fucking bad Whovian. He's a stupid Whovian. He's a liar. A liar. He's lying.
And we've had them in the past. So.
And again, the Morbius Doctors, it's never been fucking established either.
No.
It's been toyed with. Maybe they're pre-Hartnell Doctors, but even the writers themselves. Even the writers themselves have made it that it was never meant to be accurately. That's what happened. And it was like sort of a taking the piss at the fandom and at Doctor Who to make people go crazy. But they were never meant to get any traction, never meant to go anywhere. It was like a fucking joke. And if anything, you would assume that the Doctors were future Doctors because time is not a straight line.
Okay, I'm going to be the devil's advocate here. Just 1 minute. Just one.
All right.
One of those Brain of Morbius Doctors. I'll say this as a devil's advocate. could have been, I'm just going to say this, could have been a younger Hartnell. Like I said,
Correct.
This is just being a devil's advocate for a moment. One of those Brain of Morbius doctors could have been what Hartnell looked like when he was a younger version of himself.
Could be.
But as far as that, no, he was not those. Once again, just like the Joe Martin ones, they were supposed to be one-offs.
Right. So again, now it could have also been, and it's a stretch, but it could have also been that when the Doctor was studying culture, when he was the first Doctor before he was really traveling, when he was just like whatever, he basically was in disguise, like sort of the Master was in disguise countless times, right? Not to interfere with history, right? Because he wasn't aware.
Yeah.
But again,
remember the TARDIS initially was supposed to have been able to automatically scan its surroundings and appear as whatever it is to be able to fit with its surroundings.
Right. But the knowledge that we have, it was established in the Three Doctors that the first Doctor is the first Doctor.
Yeah.
And there is
the original. He even said it in the Five Doctors.
The original.
Yeah.
And there were no Doctors before the first Doctor. It's been established by the High Council of the Time Lords. You can't go against it. And it was always meant to be taking the piss, a joke, the Brain of Morbius episode.
No, Brain of Morbius was the fourth Doctor one, Daniel.
Fourth Doctor. Daniel.
You might be. There could have been a big Finnish drama where he encountered.
Fourth Doctor, Daniel.
Okay. Oh, I just noticed he's got a question mark after.
Yeah, question mark.
I didn't see that first.
So this guy, I don't know if Scott, you could check the comments for my last couple of videos of Doctor Who this week, but this guy kept going on, and he's like, "Did you even see the flux?" Now you know how I get when
we call it the acid reflux.
But you know how I get when people are lazy,
yeah.
Right? I mean, we've done how many podcasts on the flux? I got really annoyed with that comment, and he kept doing it over and over like a troll. If you're too lazy to scroll on my channel and find that I have tons of podcasts on the flux, you're a moron. And I'm not going to fucking baby you, and I'm not going to fucking do your homework for you, and I'm not going to even share links with you about the podcast we've done. I have nothing to prove. It's on here. There's 11,000 plus videos.
Yeah, just look at Real Whovians Flux.
And find it.
Yeah.
Find it. And again, stop being a baby. And that's the game, being a baby. It's like, did you even watch it? Oh, we've watched it.
Yeah.
Numerous fucking times. We've dissected.
I even did a podcast. I even did a video on how I could explain the whole thing with Tectween.
So we've done numerous fucking videos
under this little name here.
Right, that's right. Under his name, under my name, under the Real Whovians cast, under Matrixlord212, under the Blind Dyslexic.
Yes, I even posted the Real Whovians interactive page. So
we have constantly. We even talked about why didn't fucking Chris Chibnall explain that there was only the Earth and one other planet left, and the whole universe was destroyed. And then next time we see Power of the Doctor, the fucking universe is completely restored.
Yeah.
Without any explanation. And all of a sudden, the timeless child became this alien plant creature.
Yeah, because he got
wasn't explained either.
Boy, did Chibnall get ramrodded about that. Good night. And even that's another thing. And that's another thing. And that's, I can't remember if it was that same Tectween storyline. I did explain or have something that explained the timeless child thing too.
So Chris Chibnall was a hack. Everything he's taken, he's copied. There was a story, if you remember, from Russell T. Davis, where he stated that Captain Jack Harkness had a year missing from his life. That was supposed to be a big storyline in Captain Jack Harkness's storyline. Now you fucking adapted that and said that there are missing gaps in the Doctor's history, taken from Russell T. Davis's story of Captain Jack. You have also robbed Arthur Darvill's story about the companions should have a group. Okay. Everything that was basically from someone else he's taken, and nothing is really original of his.
At least we can at least say Moffat, he's trying. I don't know if he's put out any books yet, but I know he's at least had ideas of
He
putting
put
out
out a few
novels to
things,
explain his
right?
little
Which we said he
loopholes.
was gonna do. Remember how
Yeah,
we said after he fucking leaves Doctor Who, he's gonna
yeah,
create a fucking book and he's gonna explain his
yeah,
bullshit. Yeah, basically. So, and we know Moffat's back supposedly too, writing. So,
yeah.
with Doctor Who, we believe. So, anyway, I mean that's what it's. We'll say speculation that Moffat's back with Doctor Who,
Yeah.
but and with Russell T Davies. But this guy just went crazy in comments. I'm talking 28 comments.
Oh, good God.
From I don't give a fuck where you're from. I don't give a fuck where you're from. If that's the way you're talking to your audience and lying, then your fucking
Yeah.
audience is fucked.
Because look at how many of the people who were talking about the whole Chibnall Whitaker thing. How they're gone for good, they're gone for good, and then but yet the BBC and all of them are coming out and saying no, they're not.
I think it's a fucking hysterical how they have a BBC show called Wolf, where the writers of Wolf hated Chris Chibnall's bullshit, and they cast Sacha Dhawan in the episode where the guy is talking about Doctor Who. Did you see that?
No, I missed that.
Sacha Dhawan's character. And he was saying how fucking the 13th Doctor was a feminist and fucking bullshit. And Sacha Dhawan's character was just quiet listening to it because he's the motherfucking master in fucking that show. So he's just like, trying to make, I'm an actor. I'm just playing a different part. I don't know what you're talking about. Okay. But they were bashing the shit out of Doctor Who in that fucking show. You gotta watch it. You gotta watch it.
Under Chibnall, it was just, to this day, I still think, I know I've said this probably till it sounds like a broken record, I still think it feels like Chibnall was doing the Doctor in order to prove how a woman should not have been the Doctor.
Right.
That's what that with his writing and his writing crew, that's what it felt like. Because I honestly think she's supposed to be going to Big Finish anyway.
Wow.
So
we'll see when that happens.
Yeah, we'll see when that happens. I'm just saying there's rumors that she's supposed to be going to Big Finish.
It's also been
a little luck with those writers, and if she could have had somebody other than Chibnall writing for her, I think people could have taken to her a little bit better.
It's also been rumored that she's in the 60th to basically explain away the Timeless Child as an aspect of the Doctor's personality in the Edge or whatever the place. That's a rumor. We can't confirm that, so we're just saying that's a rumor, and we're not going to talk about that unless I have unconcrete proof. Just like we heard a rumor that Matt Smith was in it too. It's a rumor, it's speculation, Capaldi rumor and speculation. But we do know that Shudy's in there, and we do know that David Tennant's in there. So, anything else? Well, we know Mel is back too in the series 14. So I just don't like it how people just this is the biggest thing I have is, like my dad said this expression all the time, know what you're saying before you open your fucking mouth. And I can't stand it that there are people that just open their fucking mouth and they have no idea what the fuck they're talking about, and they don't think it through, and they don't really know how to deal with it when you're fucking questioned about shit. And the whole point is this guy is just talking out of his ass, making up lies. And then he said, well, what do you do? I'm like, when I talk about Doctor Who, I say, this is speculation. This is rumor. This is this. I say, this is an opinion. This is this. I don't say that this is gospel. This is truth. Like you are. When you're fucking
and you always make certain there's
a
question mark if there is something.
Right. Like you're fucking lying to your people. And you're like, flat out, it's like, he's talking, he's like, oh, Fugitive Dr. Joe Martin is pre-Hartnell. Never said that. It's never been said this way. So you're an idiot. You gotta learn how to fucking speak, you Whovian idiot. And you need to, I'm gonna talk down to you like a schmuck that you are and teach you how to fucking speak. So instead of saying that, you're gonna say, well, I believe she is this. And that's speculation. And it's not canon. And it's not until it's revealed. And this other bullshit. Then this shit came out. He's trying to tell me like he's an expert on Russell T Davis. Me, who's fucking done thousands of podcasts about Russell T Davis, and I even interact with Russell T Davis. You're telling me you're bringing something to the table that I don't know. Like I just started watching Dr. yesterday, and I'm like, oh, I have interactions. She's like, is it really Russell T? So now, this guy never questions himself ever, like ever. You got to question me. So like, do I have to prove? I don't have to prove to you because you're a moron. Like, who are you that I have to prove anything to? I'm not going to waste my time. I don't need to share what I do. I don't need to share what I say or what I communicate with. It's not your business. The rest of you. So, like, I don't need to do that. You're a moron. So, question yourself, not me. Oh, and then he makes a comment. He's like, well, it's your fault if you gave money to this person. Who's giving money?
We never gave any money whatsoever.
Who's giving money to any? Where? So no, I've never given money to Russell Davis. It's not a phony Russell Davis account. Remember, he's on Instagram. I like his stuff. I say something to him and he'll like it. He likes sometimes. That's all. That's the interaction we had. I sent him a message privately. I think 1 or 2 messages.
Yeah.
Or maybe 3. And that's not anybody else's business, what I said. So, but he's seen it, and he's liked what I had to say. So it's not like he doesn't see what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I mean, he may not have answered me yet, but that's fine. But it is him.
Yeah.
So I believe in him, and I believe that he is going to bring Doctor Who into a golden age. I feel that he knows what the fuck he's doing. I'm 100% on his side, 100%. And that's it. And people don't like that. That's fine. I don't give a fuck whether you like it or you don't like it. That's my stance on it. So, he's done what I wanted. He brought David Tennant back.
Yeah.
We've said how many times that was probably going to happen. We've talked about this how many times. We've talked about degeneration. We've talked about degeneration. We've talked about shit. And you know what's funny that I want to bring up? And Chris confirmed this. Remember Star Wars Rogue One?
Yeah.
Remember years before Star Wars Rogue One and Rogue One. Remember how I said that if there's ever going to be a story with Darth Vader, I said it's going to be like a fucking horror movie where I said this, and it's on my channel years before Rogue One. I said he's going to come at the people, and people are going to be fucking screaming. And I said he's going to be choking people and tossing people, and bodies going to be flying, and people are going to be fucking screaming, right? Because he's going to be a goddamn animal, right? And lo and behold, years later, there's that fucking epic scene. And it's almost as if I wrote that scene myself, and it's the exact fucking thing I depicted years before on this channel, like a horror movie, that he's trying to get the plans, and he's choking people, he's cutting people with the lightsaber, he's throwing people, he's crushing people.
Because basic notion is they were discussing how the fact that, well, we can't have him doing this stuff or this stuff because it's supposed to be taking place prior to the first Star Wars, so they had to go that route.
But it's the thing where this was public. We talked about it. They could have seen it. They could have said, hey, that's a good idea, because a lot of stuff that we've said all of a sudden mysteriously appears, right?
But that's eerie. That is
We've
eerie.
talked about the Doctor degenerating. We've talked about this. We've talked about that, and it's happened. We've talked about he's going to, David Tennant's going to come back. It's going to be great. It's happened. I've talked on this channel. I wouldn't be surprised if Russell T. Davis or Moffat came back. It's happened. I've said Donna Noble was going to come back how many fucking times? I even had the first instance years ago when Dr. Frieden came after me before we even knew who each other were. He said Donna Noble was never returning, and she came back, right? And then even after that, I said she's coming back, and she came back. And everything, and it's just like people just don't like it when I'm right. or they just can't handle it, or they just don't want to admit it. And I've said it on this podcast, and no one can say any otherwise. I've said flat out, don't be surprised if Russell T. Davis returns. Don't be surprised if Moffat returns, because there's anything goes. There's nothing set in stone. Anything could happen, right? Just like Robert Downey Jr. could come back as Iron Man.
Yeah.
Don't tell me he's not. Like, it could happen. I even said it on here. I said, we are definitely going to see Alfred Molina's Doc Ock return. I said we're going to see Toby return, and we're going to see Andrew Garfield return. And
what happens? We had that triple play.
And we did. So don't tell me anything.
Yeah.
Okay. We have covered a lot of stuff in the entertainment industry. We've been around for a long time. In case you don't know who we are called the Real Whovians. We talk about Doctor Who, and we talk about other stuff too. But that's the name of the group. In case you didn't know, the Real Whovians.
Because we've been Whovians for I know I've been Whovian since '83. So.
Right. And I've been since the '70s. So this is my group I created, and we talk about stuff other than Doctor Who also. But that's the group. So if you don't know anything about us, watch the Everything Show. Watch the Real Whovians. Watch stuff in this channel. Stop looking at the current stuff. Go back a couple years.
Yes.
Because there's a lot of weird listen, I'm going to admit to my fan base, because everybody knows when COVID hit, shit got real and shit got weird. And you know what? Podcasts slowed up. You started to see me doing weird shit like reviewing fucking foods and donuts and soda. And I guess I went on a little phase, right? And then I became a gamer all of a sudden, fucking out of the blue, fucking 100% gamer, right? Scott, before I was maybe like 10%. But back in the day, I was a big gamer, right? So I went right back to what I used to do, but 100% like never before. But people got confused. People are like, oh, you watch Doctor Who? You're not a food critic? Right? There's a lot of weird shit. Then my new audience are like, why aren't you talking about the video games you're playing today? What is this? Because that's the audience lately now.
Because these other, I know how it's going to sound. The Real Whovians and the Everything Shows, those are your main titles.
Podcasts.
Like the donuts and the video games.
That's little side stuff.
Those are little side projects.
That's side fucking things, man. That's like fucking Tom Hanks advertising for fucking butter. I mean, he'll do shit on the side, or he'll do a video with Carly Rae Jepsen, the fucking music video, but Tom Hanks is still going to do movies, right? So I'll be doing like reviews of fucking different drinks and donuts and pizza and whatever. Or I'll be doing my morning with Matrixlord, a movie with Matrixlord. Yours is the walkabout, right?
Yeah.
We'll do our shit.
I need to get back doing those.
Right. Or I'll do Doctor Who videos single, talking about it, or I'll talk about games, or I'll talk about motivational stuff, or I'll talk about the books like I've been talking about lately too. That I'm doing a new book, and it's official. I'm going to start it on vacation next week, and next week's going to be podcast frenzy every fucking day. It's going to be crazy for 2 weeks, actually. I'm on vacation 2 weeks. So it's going to be back to normal with the podcast in 2 weeks completely. Every single day is going to be a podcast. And I know, Scott's going to work. I'll catch him eventually.
Yep.
Right. We'll have other members besides Scott. There's many that you don't realize, that you'll see them all come out. So
I'll make certain the makeup looks just great so that you can't tell it's me with those other people.
But I might have to create a chart like what Matrixlord212 is, because people are getting confused with. I'm a gamer. I'm a Whovian. I'm a comic book fan. I'm a Marvel fan. I'm a Godzilla fan. I'm a Friday the 13th fan. I'm a horror fan.
I currently have my I don't know if you can read that. That is the crack sandwich right there.
Oh, was you? Did I stop you from eating?
No.
Was that lunch?
No, that's for later.
Oh.
That's for later.
Okay.
No, that's the crack sandwich from Come and Go.
Jesus.
No, you didn't stop me from eating.
Thank God. Now, the funny thing, follow-up, we're going to talk about while we're on here, is ever since someone attacked me on TikTok, obviously that fucking blew up.
Oh, yeah.
That shit blew up too. That shit blew up too. And I started getting like Scott, like over 200 views. But I got to say a funny story though. Not related to the Real Whovians, but TikTok related. So you know, on TikTok you make video, people follow you, and
Yeah.
sometimes you just follow back. You don't realize, right? You're
Yeah.
like, be nice, all right, I'll follow you back. Because you just follow back. Not that you look and see what you're following, which maybe you should, because
I've done
you
that
don't know
before.
what the fuck you're doing.
Yep.
So one of the people that I followed, turns out she's well endowed with big kahuntas, right? And I didn't even pay attention. She starts messaging me. And I'm like, I'm just doing a TikTok to make videos, make money. I'm not like,
Yeah.
I really wasn't looking to make friends like that. Like, you know, I kind of feel I have enough friends that I really, you know. So she starts talking to me in the fucking inbox. I'm like, hi, how you doing? Where you from? I'm like, oh, you know, blah blah. Where are you near here? Or are you near there? Are you near here? Okay. So I was getting a little weirded out, but I was like, all right, well, I'm not revealing
to that as well.
I'm not revealing anything that's not top secret.
Yeah.
So then she goes, let's hook up. I'm like, oh no, like I'm taken. I have a girlfriend. I have this, I have that. I basically laid it out 100%. I'm happy. I have a girlfriend. Should be the end of the story. And she's like, well, we could be friends with benefits. So like,
no.
Oh. I'm like, I'm sorry. Listen to this.
I've got a phone call. We'll be back later.
Right. So I'm like, thank you, whatever. And then, where you going? Like, what? So I'm like, Sharon, just want to let you know, this is what happened. I didn't do it.
I've learned a long time ago to be able to sniff these people. Pardon the pun here. Sniff these people out.
Jesus.
Because I've got it to even today. I haven't had to have happen to me for a while, but I've learned I can literally time it to the second when they're doing the whole send me money. Then literally time it to the second of they're telling me this parent or that parent is dead, dying, or in the hospital. I mean, I literally
like, listen.
I look at the conversation. I'm within 6. I'm within 2.
Correct.
And literally right on the button.
Correct.
Boom.
You are.
There it is. So
and I'm like, and she's like, oh, we don't have to come.
Do is, okay, give me a moment. I'll be right back. And I wait a couple of minutes.
Right.
I block them. I delete them.
Right.
And that's all.
So I was like, she's like, oh, we don't have to go to your place. We come to my place and start talking. I'm like, no. So stop talking to that person.
Sorry, but I don't want to wake up missing a kidney.
No, listen, I'm getting married. That's it. The ring will be around there. That's it. It's already. That's it. I don't want anybody. I just had my share and that's it. I don't need anybody else. I'm just doing the TikTok, make money if possible. Content, not, you know, I guess if you're going to send me a message, but I'm not really looking for friends. I have enough. Yeah. Really, I think. So we have my whole group. It's a lot. So, and people that I know in person too. So it's just crazy. But anyway,
let me check something just real quick here. Okay. I want to make certain this is turned on.
Daniel, that's what you should. You want to hook up people, Daniel? Go on TikTok.
Yes, the new. Hey, it's the new.
That's a new dating thing,
right? What was that one?
Yeah, Daniel. You want to meet women on there? There you go, TikTok. That's it, bro.
Let's see.
Jesus. So anyway, did you see the comments that from that guy or no?
Not yet. I haven't had a chance to. I haven't had a chance to go in there yet.
Billy's busy, so Billy will be in another podcast eventually. That's why. Yeah. So Doctor Who, I'm excited about David Tennant returning with Catherine.
Yeah, same here. That.
Yeah. Bernard Crimmins, I can't wait to see him too. You know,
I made a comment in one of the on one of the Whovian things boards that I said, I know this will never happen. But I saw I forget the name of the movie for Michael Caine was. But I said, I know this will never happen, but I think this would be cool. That if Davies ever did one of those multiverse things, get Michael Caine as an alternate version, for Wilf. I mean, that's what I just said. I said it would be kind of cool. I know it'll never happen, but it'd be kind of cool to see.
Michael Caine could be a doctor himself.
Yeah.
Probably. I mean, here's the thing: we don't know what the future brings. We don't know what the contract they signed.
He could either be here. If we really want to go out on a limb here, Caine could either be.
Well, they could have copied his voice and likeness, and a computer could be just created with these nuances.
He could be the Trevor Martin doctor from Seven Keys to Doomsday. He could be the Peter Cushing doctor from if they ever decide to do the remakes of those twin Doctor Who movies. But
I think. Wait, we got a question. I think Catherine Ann Ford, Susan's going to appear. I think that would be a big thing.
I would love to see that.
That's an opinion.
If they're going to do that, I think it would be kind of cool to also bring back River as well as Jenny at the same time, and they meet somehow. They're I don't know who they should meet first, but Susan meets one of those two first. And
it was a saying, like they said that somebody's walking into that place with the umbrella, that's an important person, right? That could be like the master, or like a new master, or an old master, or it could be somebody that's big. It's going to be big.
Yeah.
They also, Sacha Dhawan had a weird message, sort of like inclining that maybe his master might be battling either David Tennant or Ncuti Gatwa.
Oh, I would love to see that. And then
we seen the Big Finish thing yesterday about David Tennant's 60th anniversary battling Missy. So for Big Finish, so that, I mean, it's possible. Like, I'm not saying it's not happening, and I'm not saying it's definitely happening. I'm just saying that, speculating wise, I would think that I would be. Here's the thing: if I was doing it, I would surprise everybody, and Christopher Eccleston would be in it.
Yeah.
Because as much as you think he's not going to be in it, there's a reason why he wasn't in Moffat, and the reason why, after he signed or whatever it was the fact that once he found out that they made his doctor push the button and kill women and children, he was out. Yeah. Now, he wouldn't do that as a doctor, and he wouldn't have his name destroyed in the gutter like that, because you don't want to be a doctor that's William Hurt. I'm sorry, not William Hurt. Did I say no? John Hurt, whatever, John, right? Yeah. John Hurt was older. He didn't give a shit. Yeah, I killed everybody. I pushed the button. He didn't care. But Christopher Eccleston is a younger actor, and he's like, I wouldn't want to be associated that my doctor killed women and children. Plus, I just regenerated and I met Rose, which is real. Like you can't say that he wasn't just regenerated. You can't say he's been a doctor for how many years before that.
Yeah, because he looked at his mirror. He looked in the mirror and it's like,
oh, this is what I look like.
The first time he was seeing his face for such a time.
And usually when he regenerates, he looks at himself. Always.
Yeah.
So right off the bat, he just regenerated. So the thing is that you can't. Moffat had a tendency to change what Russell T Davies did. Russell T Davies had called him out on it. Was not happy when he did certain things like that. So this was another example of Moffat using his ego. No offense to Moffat, but wanted to be like, this is the. Because here's the thing, right? It's because of Moffat that he took away that the Eighth Doctor ended the Time War, because he didn't want an American hired doctor to have any type of importance. So he was going to make it the Ninth Doctor. The Ninth Doctor said no. So then he created a doctor just to do it, right? But again, his fans got pissed that he did that. He lost a lot of friends, supposedly. I think he got him back, but he lost a lot of people because he was treaded where he didn't belong, really, with stuff. Like, it's one thing for Russell T Davies to establish that, and you can do what you want, but he kind of did the wrong thing. He kind of did the wrong thing about David Tennant's doctor hooking up with the a romance with that fell flat because Moffat was always interested in getting someone
Paul
other
McGann,
than Rose.
Paul McGann is actually from Kingston.
No, I'm not saying. I'm not saying
American. I know what you're saying.
I'm saying Fox TV.
Yeah.
Was trying to bring Doc Who back in 1996, and they hired him, not anybody else, not the British people. Like, even though he may be British or whatever, like, they hired him.
Because what they were also going to try to do is set it up to where
my whole thing was Moffat was like
for his
right, but Moffat's like our people didn't have a choice, meaning his group, his country. So he right away discounted it as bullshit, like whatever. So he didn't want to have anything to do. So he said that though in all these interviews. So you can't hide from it. So, again, the Ninth Doctor's like, no, I'm not doing that. And he was going to appear in it. He said no. So that was the end of that. So I really feel Christopher Eccleston, if it was me, I would get him in there and make him as fucking comfortable and happy as possible. To appear with, and I honestly think they should have did it. They should have did Christopher Eccleston, David Tennant, Matt Smith, Peter Capaldi, and Jodie Whittaker. All the doctors from New Who, since the start of Russell Davis, till now, with Ncuti Gatwa, that would have been the perfect 60th anniversary of Doctor-wise. And yes, I would have also had every classic Doctor that remains. And as far as the ones that passed on, we would have had David Bradley. We could have had Patrick Troughton's, I think, was his son, right?
Yeah.
Play him. We could have had, John Pertwee's son play him.
Sean.
And Tom Baker could have been in it, and everybody. And it just would have been nice to have every single Doctor in it. But the problem is then you go into the fact of what the hell is Joe Martin's Doctor, which would have had to been explained in the 60th, so it wouldn't be confusing, which I don't know if it will.
To this day, I think this is also another thing they should have done between the 50th and the 60th. I know what they should have done was made references to previous villains, monsters, or have them appear, whether as an actual storyline,
right,
or as a cameo or a name drop.
Yeah.
I think if they had done that between the 50th and the 60th, or at least up to the 50th, I think that would have been great. I also
would have felt that the 60th anniversary would have been like the 5 Doctors on crack.
Yeah.
It would have been basically the 15 Doctors.
Yeah.
Or maybe 16 if you count Joe Martin. See, this is the one thing. I'm sorry, the Joe Martin thing has to be resolved.
Yeah.
Because it's interfering with everything else.
I've always said
you gotta explain it.
She's either a multiverse version, or she was part of a plan by Rassilon in order to retake Gallifrey.
I would actually just make Russell T Davis have Ncuti Gatwa regenerate into Joe Martin. I just do seasons with Joe Martin. Flat out. Because let's just get it out there. Let's just get it over with before she gets too old to play the part.
Yeah.
Let's just do it. Make her the Doctor after Ncuti. Have her have a little run. That's great. She could have 3 years. Whatever. Fine. Let's do it. And I think she deserves to be the Doctor because everybody fucking loved her. Everybody.
Yeah.
People who didn't watch Doctor Who.
I'm going to sue because she was so good. I was expecting her to suck, and I'm going to sue the BBC because Joe Martin was such a good Doctor in that. No, I'm joking.
No. I'm sorry, but why is it that Chibnall was the perfect writer when it came to her?
Yeah.
That she was fucking awesome. She knocked it out of the park.
No.
She was.
Joe Martin was
I'm going to tell you right now, I don't know anybody.
He was getting pretty much even with Whittaker.
But I don't know anybody that didn't like Joe Martin's Doctor. I don't remember ever seeing one goddamn video.
Yeah. She was awesome.
She was awesome. And she deserves to be the Doctor. And she deserves to have a series or
Yes.
2 or 3.
Yes.
And you can't tell me that I'm against women,
100%,
because
yeah.
I'm telling you right now, like, you have the right one for the part. Boom. She deserves it. And let me tell you something. I still feel it wasn't Jodie Whittaker's fault either. I feel it was fucking Chris Chibnall was a shitty
It
ass
was
writer.
too. Yeah, it was.
That she wasn't given a fair shake. But which goes to another thing now. This probably was a whole series that Chibnall just didn't reveal. That came after the flux. Because how the fuck was the universe restored? No explanation. No mention of Joe Martin's doctor. He probably had it in his brain. He was going to do a whole other season. And we don't know. And which is implied that we're supposed to know. How are we supposed to know? You told us Earth and another planet survived and the universe was completely destroyed. So why are you traveling in space if there's no other planets? Right? So how would, first of all,
did somehow
who's strong enough?
After defeating the flux, or
who's strong enough to recreate the universe?
Yeah.
If the doctor can't do it, I mean, the doctor did do it with Pandorica, right? But the thing is, who the fuck did it? That's the thing, because you can't just say, "Oh, it's back."
Did after
did
everything
time
happened,
fix it?
It burped everything
just
back.
Pop back in. It was a paradox, so it just.
What was it? Just a mental thing from the Matrix when they were?
Well, that's another thing, right? Was the whole thing bullshit? That it's all in her head with the timeless child, and that's why you never have any mention of it.
And that's why I said the whole thing with the Joe Martin doctor could also be a plot by Rassilon in order to retake Gallifrey, because he could have easily set up this whole plot line due to what happened in Hellbent, and then slips the Master this timeless child scenario covertly, and then Joe Martin's doctor was either a member of the Celestial Intervention Agency or was a Chancellery Guard going to investigate, caught, brainwashed to a certain extent to find certain things when certain things came into play, one of which was a TARDIS that resembled the Doctor's, another a corrupted info stamp.
Mm-hmm.
So that way she could compound even more what the Rassilon had sent covertly the Master. That was the whole idea. And then, of course, Joe Martin had to do such an excellent job as the Doctor. I thought, okay, now I'm thinking she's a future Doctor.
Well, here's another example of how shit's fucked up with her doctor. The Master had no idea who the fuck she was.
Yeah.
And usually the Master knows.
Yeah,
just like River, right?
Alone, yeah.
But just like River, the Master knows usually, who the hell are you? So the thing is, could it be possible that she's Metacrisis Doctor regenerated from that universe? She has no idea. And they pulled her because technically she's the Doctor, technically, because Metacrisis Doctor came from the Doctor.
Yeah.
So she is considered a Doctor, but she's not our Doctor. She's like the line of maybe Metacrisis Doctor, maybe. Because here's the thing. Don't tell me that he's not going to think I need to get regenerations because I'll leave her behind. In his brain, he's going to be like, if I'm the Doctor,
could be from an alternate universe.
No, they're in the alternate. No, what I'm saying is, in order for him to be, if he goes in space with her, let's just say in the Avatar, the Metacrisis Doctor and her, he has one heart. Any little thing, he's fragile. He's dead. He's got to have it in his brain that if they're going to risk going on adventures, I got to be restored 100% to being a Time Lord with 2 hearts and regenerations, or else if I die, she's going to be trapped somewhere.
Yeah.
Right? She doesn't know how to fly the fucking TARDIS. She doesn't do any of that shit, right? So he's got to go to the Gallifrey in that universe, get regenerations, get 2 hearts, and then whatever happens. And then if stuff happens with them where, they break up or whatever the thing's going to be or whatever, he's too hurt by it that he makes himself forget and he gives in to the Time Lords there and does secret missions. Or do whatever it is. He don't want to remember. Anything.
Exactly. And that's where
could have been his choice. Could have been his choice. He didn't want to remember the pain of breaking up with Rose Tyler.
Maybe so I wonder if they're going to explain the Fob Watch then as well.
Well, I think the Fob Watch was a trap because here's the thing. Why does all your villains begging you to open the Fob Watch?
Yeah.
Because it's a trap. It's not real. The thing will take your memories rather than give you memories, and you'll be able to defeat the Doctor because the Doctor will know what the fuck is happening. So that's why the Fob Watch is a trap, that one. Because if your villains are begging you to open it, you don't open it.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Yes, Tom Baker absolutely should be big in the 60s. It would be nice. I would have that also. I agree with you 100%. Because, again, he's getting older. God knows how long we have with him.
Yeah.
May he be hundreds of years old. But I'm just saying, every year, you know what? Just like we got, Ian Chesterton. We need Carol Ann Ford. Susan. You want to get them in there, and it's just that Susan is the right thing to do.
Yeah.
But I guess with David Tennant.
Personally, I think she should have been actually the first or second companion
But I think they're going to have David Tennant be with her because that probably would work. Because David Tennant's the biggest fanboy is Doctor Who. So his Doctor would be with his granddaughter. Right?
Yeah.
We don't even know, to tell you the truth, if you know how they said every regeneration, if you take some energy from it, you lose something. We don't know if this incarnation, if he's degrading. Like there were pictures where his hand was decrepit. Remember?
Yeah.
And we were like, why is his hand deforming? Right? It could be he's getting older because he took regeneration energy from that. From other incarnations, like what Capaldi was like blowing up all the Cybermen with regeneration energy. Got to take it from somewhere, or the Daleks and shit. You got to take it from a certain incarnation. You don't know where, so it could be his Doctor is temporary. And that he's gonna, his Doctor exists, but he's a little weaker. Maybe we don't know. But and the whole thing about Rose, she's not playing Rose Tyler.
No, that's
playing Donna Noble's daughter, Rose Temple.
Who's named Rose.
Rose Temple. Noble. Because that's the marriage Temple.
Which unconsciously, in a
Noble
way,
Temple
is her connection to the Doctor.
And again...
she doesn't realize it.
I'm telling you right now, Rassilon could have pulled a few strings and make her house all the Time Lord consciousness, because he could have been the one that was echoing the essence and the heart to making the Metacrisis Doctor possible. Time Lords could have did that, and she could be holding all their stuff miniaturized in micro components inside regeneration energy. We don't know. In cells in her body. She could be the restoration of Gallifrey, Donna Noble. The seeds of Gallifrey are in her, so to speak. So that's speculating, not saying that's definite.
It's not definite. It's just a hypothesis.
Unlike some other assholes.
Who want to say this is proof.
Joe Martin's Doctor is pretty hard. No, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, nothing was revealed about that.
You don't know Dick. And I don't give a fuck what names you throw around. See, that's the one thing, too. We never fucking did that, bro. We never fucking been like, we're the real Whovians.
Yeah.
Oh, these motherfuckers, I'm from Den of Geek and I'm from Confused Adipose. Who gives a fuck
Big
what
deal.
you're from?
That's a side project.
Who the fuck are you? Like, get the fuck out of here. What does that mean? Is that supposed to be?
Here we go. Okay, so you're from Den of Geeks.
Does
Are
that
you
mean that you're
officially
fucking?
from there, or are you just like, or are you like
But
myself and a
is
few
that
of the other
supposed to be?
casters? We come
Are they?
on a
Are they?
certain cast and
Are they
cover.
honorable? I don't know. I didn't research them. Are they honorable? Did they tell the truth, or are they bullshit too? I don't know. I don't really care what they are. But don't come on my channel. If you're coming on my channel for a fight and then you're mentioning groups, then that tells me you have an agenda. That tells me you're a little bit jealous of Matrixlord212 and the real Whovians, and you're trying to knock us to boost your fucking groups. And you know what happens? Then your groups go down the toilet. That never works.
Been there.
Many have
done
tried, and everyone has failed. So if you're going to add your name to the list to go after me, get ready. Just want to talk about Doctor Who. But if people are going to come in the meantime, in between us talking about Doctor Who, trying to have a go, it's not going to go the way you think. It's not. It's not. I'm telling you, we've been around for a long time. And when we want to go, we'll go. When we want to retire, we'll retire and do whatever we want to do. You know, be with the walker here, and I'm going to get my bagel. I'm going to watch TV.
That's right.
Oh, who's the 68th Doctor? You know, and like people are like, Grandmother. They were like, oh yes, I'm Matrixlord212. You know, until that happens, you see me fucking bald, you see me gray, where I don't even know my name. That's for the future. Right now, we're fucking alive. We're here and now.
We're here. We're
doing our thing.
So.
May the real Whovians have fucking 10,000 episodes. I don't know. But you know what? You don't like it? Fuck you. Basic. That's it.
Remember, folks, you came on to the show. You didn't have to click.
Right. So. You didn't have to. Listen, the moment you start fucking. Listen, I'm not one of those YouTubers that ignore the comments. I look at all the comments. So you want to have a go and you want to start talking shit, you just fucking created this cast because, listen, you got me out. You got me out of fucking whatever I was doing. Today was supposed to be gaming day, but guess what? Doctor is very important to me, so that's the most important thing more than gaming.
When I heard about it, when I heard Joe contact me about it, I thought, okay.
For him not to game on his day off.
Yeah. I was thinking, there's been this talk about, they said that Doctor Who's going to be on Disney Plus, but with Disney Plus having all its little problems, I started thinking, oh geez, he learned something.
And I saw your article. I saw you, but it wasn't anything to do with that. But being that you brought it up, I am going to say this: it's kind of unfortunate that Disney Plus is creating suck-ass show like Secret Invasion.
Yeah.
That will drop the stock price in the toilet. Thank God we got Loki season 2.
Yes.
To break us out of the shitness. And again, you have to understand, even though I'm a Marvel fan, even though I'm an MCU fan, if I don't like the way it goes, I will tell you I think it's shit.
Same here.
And I'm sorry, if Marvel and MCU don't like it, too fucking bad, because I think you would want an honest opinion telling you how to improve your company rather than destroy your company.
Same quality that you put out when you first started the MCU.
I want
and when you start putting out this garbage and start trying to make excuses like, oh, the fans are review bombing. No, right the minute you start saying that we're review bombing, you're honestly proving to us that you know what you're putting out is garbage, and you're just trying to cover your ass and trying to make excuses for your writers and your.
I want Disney Plus to soar because I have it. I want to watch it. I want to watch good shit. If you think I want to watch bad shit, I am not like these other fucking channels that love that shit because that's all their channel was about, is about how everything sucks. If everything sucks to me, you honestly don't see me talking about it because there is one thing where you say you don't like or you don't like something.
Yeah.
If there's too much shit that I don't like, that'll lead to like a depression. I am not going to be coming on here bashing everything. So if you see me quiet, then you're like, well, maybe you don't like shit. Okay. But there's other channels. That's all they do is every single thing sucks.
They shill. They're
Not
basically
me. Not
shills
me.
for that thing.
If you want to know if I like something, you are welcome on this channel. Say, hey,
Speaking of liking, I know this is getting.
What did you think of Ms. Marvel? What did you think of She-Hulk?
Oh.
I'll tell you. No, but I'll tell you. But if you don't hear me talk about it, probably didn't like it, honestly.
And this is another thing. Speaking about the latest Marvel thing, I think if they didn't have, pardon me, if they just had Pulsar or whatever the one gal's name is, if they just had her, huh? Photon, thank you. If they just had Photon, I think the movie would do quite well. But the fact that they have those other two Marvel characters on there, and I'll say it that way, that's what's and their movie and the series didn't do too well. I'm saying it this way, didn't do too well. That's why people feel the way they do. If Photon was the only person in that movie, it might break even. Otherwise, the fact that they've got Brie Larson and the other little gal on there whose movie and series was just meh. And look at it this way. Brie Larson's Captain Marvel was supposed to be the big ass, let's defeat Thanos. And what happened? She got thumped away like a fly.
So here's the thing. You got to think of us as trying to help, because we wouldn't want to hurt.
And speaking of
the MCU or Marvel.
Twisted Metal was quite good.
I didn't see it. I'll check it out.
It's good.
You would want us, who know so much about it and love MCU, you would want our opinions on this because we wouldn't steer you wrong. So here is what I would do. First of all, I love Jonathan Majors as Kang the Conqueror. I think he was excellent. I did not like the whole Namor reconstruction of him being alive for centuries and him being 100% dick, where you killed the Queen of Wakanda, right? So in my mind, you could never be a hero ever, right? And you can't be on the Avengers lunchbox ever. So you ruined the character. He just needs to be a villain now. You need to have different movies in the phases than the ones that are currently set. Okay. Thunderbolts is a failure.
Thunderbolts should be one of those that's on
failure. No, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't even do that. No, because here's the thing, right? We've had shows that suck, bro.
Yeah.
Falcon and Winter Soldier was not that great. It wasn't bad, but it was like it still wasn't on the caliber of MCU, I felt, right? So we don't want to have any more shows that suck. It's only got to be the best. Just like the okay, so
like I said,
cancel Thunderbolts.
Treat these movies and these TV shows like they came out during the first phase of Marvel, when you were just doling out excellent stuff.
Thunderbolts canceled. Captain America's Falcon battling Hulks canceled. Blade canceled right now. Doesn't fit into anything to do with Kang. Get rid of it. Let him do his own thing. If he wants to come back, okay. Insert movies. Captain America 4 with Steve Rogers bringing back the Stones. Use Loki as the person in a freak thing getting everyone together against Kang. Just like in the comics, the Avengers formed because of Loki, right? Have it reversed now because he's a hero, right? And then turn that, somehow do something where that Loki is our Loki, I guess. Like, you know, because the thing is, I don't like, to me, I don't like that we have two different Lokis. He's either our Loki or he's not our Loki, right? So if you're going to do that, have it turn out just like Steve Rogers being alive in the MCU and Peggy Carter, that he gets his memories back, he tricks Thanos into thinking he died, but it's really our Loki, and then go from there, right? That's what I would do. And Scarlet Witch movie, 100%, because let me tell you, everybody loved she was kicking Thanos' ass. Nobody gave a fuck that Captain Marvel was.
No.
And the Vision back restored with Scarlet Witch, get the kids back, the family back, done. She's not a villain. Get rid of that whole shit where she's a villain. Done. Okay? Main Avengers, you bring back.
Yes, definitely. Because nobody wants to see these secondary.
Tony Stark. Listen, I'm sorry. Tony Stark, Black Widow. You could even say whatever. You could even do something or whatever. Look, even if she's only in one movie, you could have it where if she appears again, she's not in the field. Maybe she's elderly. Maybe she's whatever. But in order for the Kang the Conqueror thing to work, I see what they're trying to do now. They feel that the Avengers are weak, so they're going and they're saying, hey, Hugh Jackman, could you be a major thing in the Avengers to take on Kang? And he said yes, right? And they're going to go to Tobey Maguire and say, could you be a major thing to be in the Avengers to battle Kang? They said yes. But besides getting people that should have been Avengers or big Avengers, you need the original Avengers.
Definitely.
Okay? And the thing would be is that a deal would be made. Just like Captain America will go to the Red Skull and say, I'm not giving you the gems back unless you restore Black Widow and Gamora. Now, the reason why you will restore Gamora is Captain America is not going to just say restore Black Widow because he knows they both died. So honorably, he's going to, I want them both back, right? Now, you're going to have somebody that's of cosmic power like the Living Tribunal or Eternity that will see Kang as a threat and say, give him what he wants. Just like they'll be like, they'll go to Tony Stark.
And in a way, the signal, the energy that was released from that could be what brings Galactus closer to us.
Right. And they'll go to Tony Stark and they'll say, look, they'll pluck him at a time. And they'll say, look, I will do this if I get restored to live my life with Pepper Potts Stark and my daughter happily ever after. You want me to do this? You make sure I live somehow, whether I become an AI, whether I become whatever or something, and I live on. And I would even have Hawkeye. You could even have it that he gets hurt or whatever, and maybe he's in a wheelchair or whatever, and he's just advising, right? If you don't want to have him running around, that's fine. But you have to honor him. You have to put him in there. And as far as the Hulk goes, I honestly think you need to do a movie and you need to explain that Bruce Banner wasn't exactly truthful. That the Hulk entity is not in the body and it's somewhere else. And that, he needs to reemerge with it, and then the Hulk needs to take control and be mindless and fucking pissed off and whatever.
Yes.
And because
that Professor Hulk,
nobody likes that.
Stupid.
Nobody wanted to see it. Vision needs to be back. I like Kate Bishop. I don't like her in the comics. I like the sister taking over for Black Widow, or you want to call her White Widow, that's fine. Because now they call her White Widow in the comics. She wasn't really a sister when they created her in the comics. Now they made her a sister.
Yeah.
That's fine. The only thing I have an issue with is I don't really understand what they're doing with Doctor Strange. Because they made him a fucking idiot in Doctor Strange 2.
I had to. He was I'm going to say it this way. They were woking the Doctor Strange to where, since he was a white male, we have to make white males look looked the ignorant one.
But he made him a shitty sorcerer. They made him
Yeah.
like he didn't have knowledge that Vishanti was real. I don't like that because I thought they mentioned the Vishanti in the first one. But I don't like what they're doing with him. I don't like the fact that they're trying to make it that he's going to be the death of everything or he's a fucking... I don't like any of that. And I don't like it that he's not Sorcerer Supreme. So either do something where Wong disappears or is sent into the future, and then he has to be he has to be Sorcerer Supreme again, because Wong should not be Sorcerer Supreme, period. In the comics, Wong was never anything. Maybe they made him something because of the movies, but he was nothing but a fucking butler that just served them. He was a servant. He was never anything. And yes, he's better in the MCU, but he should not be Sorcerer Supreme. It doesn't make sense that Doctor Strange gets a movie and he's not Sorcerer Supreme.
Yeah.
Like it can't exist.
Because even that 70s flick, which was good, they made it. They were setting it up to where he was supposed to be Sorcerer Supreme. So.
And I do apologize. I know it's the Real Whovians cast. Thank you. And we're talking about other stuff. It happens. Sorry. So on that note, we have a lot to say.
We traversed into the multiverse for a moment, and
I'll put something in the title.
Whovians became a code name for the Everything Show. That's
right. So I'll put it in the title if you're upset, and other things. It's my own rules. I said it.
The real multiverse Whovian cast.
Right. Whatever. Jesus Christ. Created my own rules, broke my own rules, created my own rules. My elderly self would be like, "What are you doing? It's a real Whovians." Shit. I actually ordered a battery for this laptop because for years it's like, your battery's died. That fucking shit plugged in forever. Ever. Who knows if it's blowing up acid or whatever. So I was like, if I'm going to do a podcast, I'm going to do it before I get the battery in case I fuck up the laptop. It's supposed to be coming today, the battery. But, yeah. I guess because everything else is being talked about on here, I decided, once I got through all these other things going on in my life, I decided, you know what? It's me time now. I'm doing a book. That's it. Got everything else done. Now it's what I want. And I want to do a book. And I don't care. The other one with COVID lost. I don't care. I lost $3,000. I don't care. So I'm just going to chalk it up like they said with Star Trek 5. Oh, Star Trek 5 bombed, but let's just do another one. Star Trek 6 on Discovery Country. Which was a good choice.
I always say, it
was a good choice.
The odd number Star Treks.
No, but it was a good choice, though, that they said, let's just do Star Trek 6, the Undiscovered Country, because I like that one anyway. But I'm just going to go with, let's do another one, and I don't care. And I don't care. It's going to cost me $3,000. I don't care. It's going to happen. So it's what I want. That's what it's going to be. And it's not going to affect the game, because I did the calculations, and I'm like, wow, on vacation, 2 weeks, that the time that I would have been working probably would have been towards the books, and then the other time be gaming. So nothing is going to be affected. You're going to get your cake and eat it too. You're going to get your podcast. You're going to get your game. You're going to get your Doctor Who. You're going to get your book talk, everything.
Yep.
You're a fan of fucking me drinking shit and eating shit and want me to eat donuts and shit. Don't worry. Everything's going to be there.
You'll be getting me tonight on iVlogs, Third Eye Vision. So
DJ Scott, yo.
So I'll be on around 6 o'clock. So 6 o'clock Central. So that's going to be 7 o'clock his time, and whatever you're just plus or minus however much from Central Time from 6 o'clock.
In case you don't know, this is kind of an anniversary episode of the Real Whovians. It's the 1925th.
Oh, sweet.
Right? I guess it's a milestone.
Yeah.
2000, we're 75 episodes away from 2000. It'd be nice. But again, I'm sure when Doctor Who starts, we'll be having 75
good
episodes
God.
in like 2 weeks, probably, because
Yeah.
that's what's going to happen. So, if you want me to say the words, Whovians assemble, because basically that's starting Sunday. I'm on vacation, so get ready. Mr. Phillip, Mr. Connor, Vaughn, Sally, Susie, Jay, Ray, friggin' everybody. Come back. Let's go.
Yes.
We're talking about Doctor Who. Everybody, let's do it. We got stuff to talk about. David Tennant's back. Captain Tate's back. Russell Davis is back. Neil Patrick Harris is the villain. We have a lot to talk about. We have a lot of real Whovians. So all my gaming friends, get ready, because Matrixlord212 will be podcast extraordinaire again with Scott, with Chris. Chris will be talking about Godzilla, all the shows and stuff, and so will Scott.
I saw something the other day. I nearly got fooled. About it. It was about King Kong and that. And then when they clicked to a certain spot, you could tell that they had pretty much edited it in. I thought this is gonna look cool. This is just somebody's fan made thing. Damn it.
Yeah. So we'll be talking about that. And if you want to know the plans in the future, I'm talking with my son Anthony about he's going to find out all the specs and all the stuff to get me a new gaming computer so I could stream all over the place where you can see my face as I'm like playing the game, which you want. And I'll be TikToking, I'll be YouTubing, I'll be streaming on Twitch and YouTube. I will be expanding the Matrixlord212 brand as I go for the 6th rank, 5th rank, 4th rank, 3rd rank, 2nd rank,
and you're at what rank right now?
On PlayStation. I am 7th rank. I made the 7th rank. In the world, 67th, I think.
Okay.
Last time I checked, don't quote me, but I could have gotten defeated because I didn't do that much gaming today.
70. I remember you were one of those two. I didn't.
I am. Hold on. Let's see. Just because I don't want someone saying that's not accurate, Matrixlord. You're not telling the truth. So we screen share this, I guess. Okay. Tell me if you see it. Okay, Scott, you see it?
Okay, there we go. Yeah.
Okay,
so you're 67 there and 7. Okay.
67 in the world on PlayStation and 7th in America. I am nearing, I was going for today until this happened. I was supposed to get 10 platinums today. I only got 1. That's because gaming went out the window. We'll see what happens. I got to recoup. I'm going to try to get to 48.50. I'm going to try to get 9 platinums. Don't quote me because it's late now. It's already 4:29. 7 o'clock is a new day for the PlayStation, so I only have a few hours to get 9 platinums. I don't think that's happening. I am trying to get the milestone of 48.50, and if you see the cursor, 118,000th trophy.
Nice.
That is the plan, and of course, I will be responding to people fighting me also on my YouTube channel.
And you'll probably be timesing the number of TikToks, Instagrams, and all that. If
right. Thank you for thank you for get me to do the real Whovians, but fuck you for screwing up my gaming because now that just fucked me up, basically. But all right, whatever. We can't have a cake and eat it too today, but every other day.
But we can't have the old burrito and eat it too. So that's what I'm going to do.
So I'm going to let you do it, and we're going to go. So thank you guys. Have a great day. Thank you, Scott. Take care. Bye for now.